So, really quick, I wanted to make this video right after the trade was finalized, along with after the Summer League California Classic was played. And I wanted to speak about some of the big topics of discussion with the Spurs. One being we signed Tobias Harris, 2 years. I believe it was $31 million for 2 years, which I think is pretty good. 15.5 mil every year. Shouldn't be too bad. He comes in, gives us some good starter minutes if he decides to be a starter. If not, then we get good bench scoring from him. It really is up to Mitch Johnson whether he comes off the bench or starts. Right? If you want to put him maybe for Julian Champagny, I don't think he should start over Devin Vassell. Julian Champagny, maybe he could be a better spark off the bench, but again, he's gonna have to earn the role. He's not coming in and getting the certified starter position. Um, I think this is a good signing. I think he actually fits in pretty well with the team. I wouldn't say he's the best rebounder, but we do need 3 point shooting, though sometimes he could be streaky. But we saw him with the Pistons last season, and I think that he was probably their second best player, right behind Cade Cunningham, with Jalen Duran completely wetting the bed. It's just not. Jalen Duran didn't have a great postseason, and Tobias Harris stepped up. And I feel like this is a great get for the Spurs. As much as I wanted Rui Hachimura, which weirdly enough he only wanted to stay in LA, but so be it. Tobias Harris is a good vet who can come in and basically produce the same way that Rui Hachimura does. Um, he's been a great 3 point shooter. Like I said, he is streaky. He was when Detroit was winning. Tobias Harris was doing well, basically carrying the scoring load, especially the secondary unit. Not the secondary unit, but right behind Cade, right? Like someone else needs to score, and Tobias Harris was usually there most of the time. But once Tobias Harris streak started, where he's the second option at this point, and if he goes non-existent, the team falls. That's what happened with the Pistons. Which is exactly what why they got eliminated from the playoffs. And I believe this is a good fit because Tobias Harris isn't coming in to be our second option, not even our third. I believe he's probably our fifth to sixth option, which good vet presence. He could be someone who you won't even notice the streaks because of the fact that he's going to give you viable minutes. He will come in and he's not going to have such a big role immediately or ever, I believe. He might, like I said, he might become a starter, but he would probably be the last option right behind, depending on De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Wemby, Devin Vassell. I'd probably have those guys over him immediately, maybe even Julian Champagny. And like I said, Tobias Harris could score the ball. He could pass the ball pretty well. Plays decent defense. He's not like someone who's a big defender, but he could get some steals. He could get some blocks. Like I said, he fits into the vet role, and I think he would be great synergy with the rest of our team. I just think that he was a good signing. 2 years shouldn't be too much, especially because you have Wemby's contract, who is eligible starting, I believe, yesterday or today. Um, but we already saw Donovan Mitchell get the big contract extension, so Wemby should be in store to get his, and it's probably going to be around 300 mil. So it's going to be perfect because Stephon Castle probably gets paid next season, and then Dylan Harper the following, which Tobias Harris will be off the books by that time. And I mean, he's not older, but he is one of the vets on the team, which we do need more vets. The only thing I don't like about the Tobias Harris signing is why are we signing Harrison Barnes? Why do we sign Harrison Barnes if we're going to go out there and get Tobias Harris? I do know that we need vets, but I feel like they kind of play the same, which now, I mean, Malik Brown and Jacoby Gillespie are going to be two ways. So I don't know if Terrace Reed, I believe, signed a standard contract, so he's going to be on the roster. But I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm not sure the depth that Harrison Barnes is going to be getting on this team. I don't know if he's going to even be getting minutes. I don't know if it's only going to be garbage time. But I mean, our rotation is pretty strong. We do have a deeper team in the league, And I mean, so be it, right? We do need depth, and that's something that we lacked throughout the playoffs because we couldn't play anybody past the seventh man, which was pretty bad. But another topic that I wanted to discuss is the California Classic, which the Spurs rookies played. Obviously, not speaking about Jaden Quinton's because of the fact that he's probably gonna get the surgery. So he just showed face, but he wasn't going to actually suit up. And I'm not sure if he's gonna even suit up for the Vegas one. I doubt it. I don't know when he's gonna suit up, but I'm expecting him to get surgery and then maybe come in mid-season, start into the G League and get his reps up. But Jacoby Gillespie, I have really enjoyed what I've seen from Jacoby Gillespie. I do think that if we do not sign Jordan McLaughlin, I believe he's a restricted free agent, or that might be Harrison Ingram and David Jones Garcia. But Jordan McLaughlin, I believe he is just a free agent, and if we don't bring him back, Jacoby Gillespie could fill in that role. I don't mind it. They're basically the same height. Jacoby Gillespie is a great three-point shooter. I think he gets more steals. I think he could probably play a little bit more defense. I'm actually surprised with some of the defense that I've seen, especially him getting up, trying to get some blocks up, trying to contest at the rim. I am actually impressed with some of the contests that he's been putting up. But Jacoby Gillespie, I mean, first couple games, I mean, the shot's not falling, but I don't think his shot's the problem. I've seen the shot fall. I've seen how he looks when the shot falls. I think it's everything else. And I think his distribution-wise, he's been really good. Rebound-wise, I think he's also been pretty decent for a smaller guard. But I'm actually pretty satisfied with what I've seen Jacoby Gillespie. Hopefully we get some minutes in the regular season. I'm not sure if they're going to be much more than garbage time, but I hope he can at least play some sort of role more than just the G League. But another player that I want to speak about, Malik Brown. Malik Brown surprised me because coming out of college, I did think that he was someone who cannot shoot the ball. He was basically named someone who can only score inside, really just catching a lob, getting a board, playing some defense. He wasn't someone who can, spread the floor. Second game in, I'm seeing him, score some 3-pointers, and it's someone that something that surprised me. Malik Brown scoring threes. Someone who was not coming out of college as a 3-point shooter is hitting threes in the summer league. And I mean, again, it's a summer league. The competition is different, but I think that's a welcoming sign. I think that's actually a pretty positive note that maybe he could spread the floor. Maybe his shot can be developed into more than just someone under the rim. Maybe he could start hitting the three, be a streaky 3-point shooter, maybe even be a 3-and-D guy, which I think, honestly, they're looking like a pretty good second-round group right now with Jacoby Gillespie and Malik Brown because, I mean, defensively, he's been pretty decent, getting some boards, and really the 3-point shooting is more of an add-on. But he's more than was advertised to be, but then again, he had, Con Knipple, Cooper Flag, he had like a bunch of people just Maluwatch, I believe that's how you pronounce it, but like he didn't really need to be shooting the ball, so I completely understand why maybe he didn't. Maybe he just played into his role, and he had more to show for it, and now he's showing it, and I think it's a welcoming sign. But we'll see. I don't really see him getting much playing time this season, other than maybe garbage time, but I see him being mostly in the G League for this upcoming season. Someone who had a bit of a disappointing first game, hasn't really shown too much, but Terrace Reed Jr. I saw him. I don't know if he hit a three, but I know that I saw him attempt a really bad one. But if it's the summer league, man. Like you take your shot, show that you can maybe spread the floor, maybe get some confidence. His shot doesn't look too bad, mechanics wise, and I think that he could possibly blossom into an actual, at least like a mid range type of player. Hitting like a LaMarcus Aldridge type of archetype, and I think that would be a welcoming sign for him. He is phenomenal with the rebounds. I believe he just posted a 12-12 stat line, 12 points, 12 boards. He's just down there getting boards, fighting. The first couple of games, I mean, it's hard to really distribute and really see the offense. He's just sending decent screens, playing decent defense. They're not really feeding him the rock down low, but I believe that once they get more chemistry, and maybe we'll see it in the actual Vegas Summer League or the I believe the Utah Summer League, that maybe they're gonna start feeding him down low, and maybe he could get some post game in, and you know maybe we'll see more of his game offensively. But as of now, I think Summer League has been a decent start to these young careers, and I'm pretty happy with what the Spurs have been able to acquire, and I'm sure that the Spurs have seen it and are pretty happy with what they were able to at least grab in the draft. I mean, these guys, you could have traded out of the second round. You could have, left with 1 first-round pick and 2 second-round picks, but we left with 4 rookies, which obviously they must have enjoyed what they saw, and maybe we're finally the rookies are finally able to put on display with what the Spurs might have seen in their pre-draft workouts. But as of now, that was probably the most recent update with the San Antonio Spurs, being the Summer League should be starting on the 9th. They were obviously invited to the California Classic, and Wemby's contract will be coming up, and the Tobias Harris signing. But another news, which is probably the most, or the least interesting, is the LeBron James news. I mean, the Spurs technically said that they're not really pursuing LeBron James, but Richard Paul did say that LeBron James does have the Spurs on his radar. I truly believe that. I don't know, this I'm releasing this on, what's today, the 7th of July. So LeBron James hasn't signed anywhere currently, and he says that his decision is not close. And I truly don't think that he goes to any other team, the New York Knicks, the Spurs, Boston. I don't see any of those teams. Honestly, I see the 76ers or the Caps. Either he goes back home or he goes to a team that says that hasn't been able to get over the hump, and LeBron James is going to put them over the hump and maybe lead them to a finals. Joel Embiid's first finals, Tyrese Maxey. He loves Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe. These are, and then with the new Jaylen Brown addition, I believe that if LeBron James joins that team, they're going to run the East maybe for 1 or 2 years, and if they win a championship, LeBron James will basically, be seen as a Philadelphia savior. But other than that, I mean, I don't really see anything newsworthy about LeBron James going to the Spurs. I believe anything that's coming out of that is completely false. As much as he might want to come to the Spurs, I don't think that the Spurs are really an organization who brings in bigger names, especially like LeBron James. They avoided Kevin Durant, they avoided Kawhi Leonard. The biggest name that they've signed was LaMarcus Aldridge, and I mean, as much as a big name he is, he's not LeBron James. But I really don't see much of, like I said, I don't really see much newsworthy out of this. I do think that LeBron James will be signing with either the Cavs or the 76ers, but if you have any hope for the San Antonio Spurs with maybe a mid-level exception to be able to sign LeBron James, I would not put on any hope for that. But yeah, that'll be it for the video. If you enjoyed, if you want more content, feel free to subscribe, man. But I will see y'all later. Deuces. Peace.